In this video, I will talk about the client screen. So what you have in front of you right now, on the left here are your list of names, and the names that are in white currently have an action plan going on right now. The names in pink do not have an action plan going on right now. And you can see from the numbers from the top that I have 17 clients that have an action plan going on right now and 32 that don't. Okay. You might see these black marks which indicate that your client is has an action plan at another First Nation going on right now, which means that they're roaming. If none of your clients have an action plan at another First Nation, then you will not see these black marks, or the roaming button won't show up. Okay. To access the name, you can just click on the name on the list, like so. If you have a lot of names on the list, it might be hard to find who you're looking for. You can click on the letter for last name. Okay, maybe W for last name. If I click on letter X and there's no one with the last name that starts with X, it'll just show all the names. Okay, so it's that simple. That's a quick little way to find your last names. Okay, or you can click on all to show all the names. Yeah, what else? Okay. Up here you have the name, enter SIN number, and when we go to create a new record, we'll enter the SIN number and press new find, and that will the first thing it'll do is it will search to see if the SIN number already exists, because it will not allow you to duplicate a SIN number, so you never have the same SIN number twice in your database. You only have it once. And if it does not find the SIN number on the list, then it'll create a new record. Okay, this is your delete record button, and of course this here is the date when you actually created the record. Okay, this Excel button here, by clicking that, it will simply save all your clients to your desktop in an Excel file. It'll basically save all the information you have on the screen in front of you except for the SIN number. Okay, and so that's pretty much everything you have in front of you here. Now let's go ahead and create a new record. So I'm going to put in my SIN number. That's my SIN number, and well, actually, for this demo purposes, my SIN number. If you don't put in a valid SIN number, like for example here all fives, when I press new find, the database will know that's not a real SIN number. SIN number entered is not valid. Okay, so the first thing it does, it actually checks for actual valid SIN numbers. But I did, for this demo purpose, I did tell the database to allow this sample number. Okay, so the database thinks this is a valid SIN number. So new find, that's my SIN number. So it searched, it did not find that name on the list, that SIN number from the list. Now it made a new record. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. Okay, and my middle initial. The initial is the only box you don't have to fill in. You can if you want, but it's the only one that does not have to fill in. Now you'll notice that. Let me just erase my name here. Everything you see here in green has to be filled in. Now the province would be green also, but it's been pre-filled in for you from your preferences. So everything green. Now the initial is the only one that's not in green, doesn't have to be filled in. The SIN number is already in there, so let's go ahead and fill these in. And by the way, if you don't fill everything in that's in green, you'll have this little red block up here which says, hey, there's something missing, so fill it in. So Michael, and I'll go with made up name. And now for the date of birth, it has to be in the format of day/month/year in four-digit year format. But the easier way to put the year in is just click on the little drop calendar right here and click on the word December, which is the month. Click on the year, which shows all the years. Now I'm going to go back. Let's say I was born in, let's say, 73 on June the 20th. There you go. Date of birth is done. So that was pretty easy way to do it. Or I could have just typed it in, okay, with the day, month, year format. Okay, now phone number. there is a preference file page that you can kind of fill in what your province is already and what your area code is. So that's this 1506 is already filled in for here. I just have to fill in the rest. Now, with the phone number, you can only press numbers on your keyboard. If I press letters, nothing happens. Spacebar, nothing happens. Only numbers. Even the dashes are filled in for me. So watch when I hold in number 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. The dash was filled in for me automatically. Okay. And it won't let me go any further. So so basically, if I erase that whole thing and held the number 5 down, that's what I would get. Okay. But I know that. Okay. So I'm going to put in my phone number is 777-9988. Okay. Now, if a client has no phone, what you would have to do is click on this little orange button for none. First you have to erase the entire box, the whole box, and then click on the little orange none. It'll put in the words no telephone. Okay. So if there is no phone, it'll accept a valid phone number or the word no telephone. Okay. All right. So down here in street address, I'll put either click the none for no address or 55 Street. Okay. City town. I'll put under Sky First Nation. Okay. Postal code. Now the postal code, you have the option to put none for no postal code, or put in a valid postal code. And the valid postal code is letter, number, letter, and then number, letter, number. For example, Z1, Z, 1X1, and that would be acceptable. Now, of course, if I went with 111, that would not be acceptable. I'll get a little error that'll show up. And the error says that the postal code must be in this format: no spaces and length 6 letters, 6 characters. So I got letter, number, letter, and I'll put number, letter, number. Okay, so that's a valid postal code. Okay, province is already filled in, and of course, if it's a different province, I could take one from the list. Okay, education level. Now, whenever you see the drop-down arrow, you always have to choose from the list. Okay, you can't choose something different. It has to be exactly what's there. So I'll just pick one here. Gender male. Of course, drop down list again. I have to choose from the drop down list. Language spoken. Disability. Aboriginal. Marital status. Dependents. Now this last part for dependents. Now, if I put 0, no dependents, it'll automatically fill in the next 2. I'm going to put 2. And it'll automatically try to fill in the next one. Now, of course, if I had 2 dependents and I still said I don't need childcare, I have the option to put in false. And but basically, it tries to fill in the rest for you. Okay. Okay. You will notice that the SIN number has X's in it right here, and that's, of course, just by clicking on it, it'll show the SIN number. Okay, and clicking on it again will hide it. By default, whenever you enter the screen, the first 6 numbers are always X'd out, and that's just for security reasons, so that even while you're, if someone watching the room was looking over your shoulder, they would not be able to see the SIN number. But if you have to see it, it's just click on it just like that. Okay, so that's just a little security feature. Okay, so that's the client screen.